So that shadow's bled a little bit into the grass colour, but that's okay at this stage. What we'll do now is, what I'll try and do is create a sense of fluffiness for you on the animal. And what I'm going to do now is just take some of the pure yellow along one edge of my brush again there. And then my hope is, if I spray the surface of the painting with water and change the way I'm working my brush, so this will be a sort of a 2 or 3 step process probably, but starting to create a little bit of texture now. So I'm definitely not trying to draw every individual hair, because that would be a lifetime's work. But you can see that by working wet in wet, you can begin to suggest the yeah, so it's starting to look a little bit more textured and fluffy on the surface rather than just a completely smooth coat. And then what we can do is start to add some highlights in, but again we'll be careful about the direction of the marks we make with our highlights, and generally speaking put the paint down a little bit thicker so it's less transparent, but it does depend on the type of effect you want to create. Just realised my background is dripping through my horse, which wasn't my intention, but there we go. So what you can do is, even if the underlying colour is wet, if you put the paint on thickly, you can get a really nicely well-defined shape of highlight. Perhaps that's what you want to do here, for example. But if you apply it a little bit more thinly, then you can get the wet in wet mixing. And so, very quickly and easily, you can create a range of different marks to describe highlights, as opposed to just one single type of mark making, which again is closer to reality, because everything on an animal is generally held at a different angle, so it's going to catch the light differently. The legs, which are near the grass, are going to have more green reflected onto them, and so on. And of course, we mentioned dry brush earlier. There's no reason why you can't use dry brush at this stage of the painting to create a layered effect.